semifinal of the Miller Lite Jacksonville Open. We know one of our teams is going to be Karai-Stephus. Welcome back, everybody. Chris Marlowe, along with Paul Sunderland. The other team, Randy Stoklos and Adam Johnson. But they had a semifinal to remember against Troy Tanner and Dan Vrabalovic.
Really a great and interesting match against a surprising opponent. Adam Johnson and Randy Stoklos played extremely well throughout the course of this tournament, but they got into a buzzsaw against Troy Tanner and his partner Dan Vrabalovic, who were really a surprise opponent in this match. They beat Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh to advance. It was Vrabalovic and Tanner all over Stoklos and Johnson early. This play right here, dig by Tanner, little lefty by Dan Vrabalovic, made it 10-1 lead for Vrabalovic and Tanner. It looked like Stokey and AJ were going down, but they would continue to stay in this match behind the jump serving of Randy Stoklos. Here for an ace, that made it 11-8. And Troy Tanner and Dan Vrabalovic were starting to feel the pressure. We switched sides at 11-9, and here is another play to tie it up. Troy Tanner getting tentative here, hits long, that ties it at 11. Now it was anybody's ball game, an unbelievable comeback by that man, Randy Stoklos, and his partner, Adam Johnson. Hitting, blocking, looking like a very good team late. Hustle here. Hey, Troy Tanner just shanks this ball right here. Stokey goes downtown. We're now tied at 13. And from this point on, Adam Johnson made a couple of plays defensively. The jump serving. And this is the play that made it all happen. A little joust at the net. Troy Tanner hits the ball cross court. AJ is all over it. Kabushki, an unbelievable comeback it was. Stoklos and Johnson into the finals against what will be a very well-rested Karch Kiraly and Kent Steffes. The longest single day of coverage I can remember. We started at 7 a.m. and it's almost getting ready for sunset.
So Adam Johnson and Randy Stoklos look very strong at the end of their semifinal. Troy Tanner and Dan Vrabalovic perhaps wearying just a bit. Our championship final, the Kings of the Beach, Karai-Stephus, Adam Johnson, and Randy Stoklos, the wannabe Kings of the Beach. The crowd is stuck around. As you look at Karai and Steffes, they have won 46 times together. They've been in the final every single week so far this year. They have won 4 out of 5. Adam Johnson and Randy Stoklos down 10-1. They have never won a tournament together. Stoklos has won 116 in his career. Johnson has won 10. As Paul Sunderland was telling you, it is a very late start. 10 after 6, the latest start ever on the AVP Tour. Adam Johnson getting some massage and perhaps a little medical attention. He has been getting a lot of work, Paul, getting virtually every serve and doing a lot of defensive work.
Well, they were down, and I thought buried against Vrabalovic and Tanner, and then Stokey got into that zone offensively and was so tough. Vrabalovic and Tanner couldn't touch him, so they went to Adam Johnson over and over and over again. They, Johnson and Stoklos just hung in and were so tough to get to this point. And again, one day collapsed into what usually is a long 2 days of competition. It would not be surprising that all 4 players would be tired at this point.
So AJ comes out. Kings of the Beach are ready, in place, and anxious to get going.
But as the top seed, excuse me, Chris, they're at the top of the bracket, and their semifinal was some hours ago, and then Johnson and Stoklos had to go down to the wire, so Karai and Steffes have had that extra hour or more's rest, which will be all the more important today.
Karch is ready to rumble, and he says, turn off the microphone so I can concentrate. So here we go, 1-15, the $100,000 Jacksonville Open. Randy Stoklos has played brilliantly in that comeback, and Adam Johnson, his defense, he was the 1993 Player of the Year on defense last year. He will serve. And he's going to start off by float serving to Steffes. Interesting. So that might signal a little fatigue for Johnson. I don't think I've ever seen him float serve in a couple of years.
Well, AJ was getting his net worked on over in the players area, and then also got some ethyl chloride sprayed on his neck, which is a little hurt no more. And I think he probably strained his neck, or in diving for a ball in that semifinal, he's had some problems. And I agree with you. I haven't seen AJ stay down and serve in a long time, and he must be having some problems because Stokey they're just playing the ball over right now, just trying to make things happen quickly and hope AJ can loosen up.
I remember the play. AJ hurt himself. Stoklos dug a ball, and AJ had a long run to go, and he dove out on his left shoulder, and he kind of cranked his neck a bit, and ever since then he's been kind of feeling it, touching it, having it rubbed, etc., etc. So,
well, the beach is a forgiving surface. I mean, sand is obviously softer than the surface played on indoors, but you dive on it, elbow extended, giving everything you have to play the ball, and you can hurt yourself severely. Why they're serving Randy Stoklos, I don't know. Adam Johnson's still flexing his neck here.
in the past, Karchin kind of liked to go to Stoklos, but Stoklos looks extremely strong here early.
Well, Stokey steadied out and, you know, down 10-1 in the semifinal against Verbalovic and Tanner. And it just looked like they didn't have anything left, no emotion in the match whatsoever, but then they just got very, very steady.
Let's talk about Karai-Stephus. We've seen them in the past sometimes in the final after they've had a big rest when they're worried about getting home and getting to that plane as quick as they can. They come out flat and the other team gets a big lead.
Well, 1 foot already in the rental car,
right,
so to speak, and the bags are packed. And need to be a little more focused at the beginning of this match. But they played so well in the finals last week. I think they want to continue that good play.
Karchin can't split $100,000 in prize money last week. So far, the prize money for the Kings of the Beach, Karch has won $88,450, same amount as Kent Steffes. 1-1 is our score. Johnson, and Johnson looks very, very weak here as he tries to side out. Been a long day for AJ.
Only other time I saw AJ unable to play, of course, is at the King of the Beach last year, and AJ can't lift his arm. He's hurt his neck on the right side. You dive for a ball, jam your shoulder up into your neck or something along those lines, and now Karchin can't sense it as well.
And Stokey trying to go on too. Did he get a touch?
Well, I thought he did. That ball looked like it was above the top of the tape, but does not get the call from #1 referee Jim Leonard.
So Karchin can't, perhaps sensing that something is wrong with Johnson. You can bet they're going to go right after him. AJ right there in the blue trunks near side. He's got the visor on. Randy Stoklos in the Fila headband. And right to AJ.
And AJ's just trying to pass the ball close enough for Stokey to take a swing on too. And AJ musters a swing, but he's hurting. You can tell that, you know, if you've ever wrenched your neck in a car accident or a training accident, you can tell he's having some problems right now.
And one problem with Johnson, he has his toss on his jump serve and he can't look up. He probably can't crank up real quick to look to see where the ball's going, so he's serving a floater.
And same when you hit from the right side, you see the ball coming over the top of your head. You got to be able to look up.
Good shot by Kent Steffes. We will be presenting today the Killaloof Kill Award. The man who gets the most kills in our championship final wins $500 from Bausch & Lomb. Kent Steffes has won most of those this summer. I believe 4 out of 5 of those. So he will serve. Steffes, 25 years old. Got a new volleyball theory, Paul, I want to get your opinion on. Score points. Go for it. You hit it out, so what? Let's see if he goes for it right here. Karch on 2. Instead of keep the ball in play, go for it. And Steffes, Karai out to a quick lead. So the Kings of the Beach looking good early. They lead 4-1. Johnson, who injured his neck in our semifinal against Troy Tanner and Dan Verbalovic. His partner Randy Stoklos trying to fight off the Kings of the Beach. It's 1-15, and Johnson and Stoklos have gotten a very slow start, and AJ does not look like himself.
Well, he's not. He's injured right now, and pretty gutty performance just to be out here in the finals after that long, long comeback in the semifinals. And why Steffes is serving Randy Stoklos, I don't know. And AJ's even having problems just looking up to set the ball, but Stoklos comes through with a big bomb.
Randy Stoklos, who won his first tournament back in 1981 at Manhattan.
And no block from Karai-Stephus and free reign for Stoklos.
Determined Karch Karai. Awaiting serve. It's 4-1. Stoklos, ace.
That's a great serve into the wind. The wind has died significantly, not only from yesterday, of course, but from earlier in the day. Stoklos hitting it up into what breeze is left over the top of Karch Karai for the score.
Fans chanting, Randy, Randy. The breeze is still coming, however. This time they'll try Steffes. And Steffes puts it away. You know, one thing I think Randy Stoklos should do, and we might see it on serve receive, Stoklos should step over and stand in the middle of the court and cover Johnson. And Johnson can't put the ball away. It's up to Stoklos to say to get over there and take half the court and really force the ball easily to Johnson.
AJ should go right over and stand on the line. Stokey should take the middle of the court. Even that serve, Stoklos could almost get to it.
Yeah.
And then if Karchin can't do serve AJ, it's right to him, and he can bump the ball on one just like that play, and Stoklos can go ahead and hit with a second contact.
Adam Johnson, one of the great jump servers in beach volleyball history. A couple of wins last year, Brazil and San Antonio. Brazil with Steffes, San Antonio with Brooke Vandeweghe. And that ball down the line.
AJ just cramped. Adam Johnson just cramped as he jumped to strike the jump serve, and he just cramped.
So he's in trouble right now. He's going to take most likely a 5-minute timeout. Here comes one of the local beach doctors.
His left leg is completely locked up. Again, we had terrible weather yesterday. Usually 2 days of competition condensed into one, the single elimination tournament here in Jacksonville. And it has not been terribly hot today, but certainly with the additional matches and the physical stress of that comeback in the semifinals has taken its toll on Adam Johnson.
So AJ is down. The Kings of the Beach lead 4-2. And they're going to try to loosen it up. You know what we did in the old days, Paul? They give the guy a couple of beers, and that kind of seemed to relieve you. In terms of
alcohol,
relaxing, yeah,
system,
absolutely, yeah. I don't know if they do it here because now it's deemed a professional sport.
See, the AJ jumps, straightens the left leg, his power leg for a right-handed hitter to spike the ball. AJ plants right there. You can see he pushes with his left leg, and his left leg just locks up. He's lucky he didn't hurt himself, come down awkwardly on that knee, because his quad was completely locked up.
I think he's done, Paul. I can't imagine him coming back from
this.
Yeah,
he's in a lot of pain right now.
So, according to AVP rules, he gets a 5-minute injury timeout. Then they can start taking their regular timeouts. Then they can utilize their sand timeouts, and that will do it, if he wants to. Of course, people have played with cramps in the past and done very well playing with cramps in the past. Sometimes you can put Adam Johnson, as you suggested, Paul, over the line and let Randy Stoklos take some court and put the responsibility on Stoklos, who certainly has enough physical attributes to do that.
I think Stokey would like the challenge. I was really surprised when Adam Johnson went back to jump serve. We'd seen him float serve earlier, and maybe he felt that, I was warmed up, I'm feeling a little bit better, and we'll go ahead and try it out. And that was obviously a mistake.
All right, they're working on Adam Johnson. We're going to take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll find out if AJ can still go. We'll open our championship final in jeopardy. They are working feverishly on Adam Johnson. We're in the midst of a 5-minute medical timeout. Karai-Stephus lead 4-2, 1-15. Stoklos playing very, very well, asking his partner, can he continue? Johnson cramping up on a jump serve, his left leg locked up. He's also got an injured neck, so he is the injured warrior in this one. So AJ is up. Now the question is, can he continue, and what would the strategy of Randy Stoklos and Adam Johnson be?
Well, we've already discussed that. You want to put Adam Johnson over to the sidelines, make him move as little as possible.
Right.
Put the challenge or the onus on Randy Stoklos, which he's certainly physically capable of doing, stand in the middle of the court, take virtually every serve he can get his hands on. And Karai-Stephus are not one of the better serving teams on the beach. Stokey could cover the court and leave Adam Johnson over on the sideline.
So the strategy might be, I don't think Stoklos is going to do it, though. He's got to stand right in the middle of the court and play like it's mixed.
Where Stoklos is standing now is about right, and instead he's moving back over to his usual serve-receive position. I think the only chance that Adam Johnson and Randy Stoklos have is that...
Well, they're dead this way. You just serve Johnson short, and it's over. They'll serve Johnson. He'll try to tap it up. No! Right to Stoklos, who puts it away.
Stokey's capable, and I think that he enjoys the challenge. He will raise his game to the moment that this requires, but they got to play it smart here a little bit.
Stoklos with the serve. It's 4-2 Karai-Stephus. Karai-Stephus could have a big letdown here. You never know, as Karai beams one. Very difficult to play against one player who's injured. I can remember a match in my career. I think it was playing with Dennis Hare, and we were playing against Bob Jackson and John Meek. John Meek hurt his arm and couldn't hit. So Jackson moved over in the middle of the court, and Meek just stood on the line, and we served it so easy to him that he scored every single time. He just noodled it around. Karch is mad. He bangs another one. Karch is determined not to have a letdown, but if Stoklos were to move over, then they'd have to lollipop to Johnson or serve hard down the line.
Well, and they still haven't adjusted. Randy Stoklos and Adam Johnson are about in their normal serve reception locations. And AJ can't move. AJ just can't move. You got to put him in a situation where he doesn't move and force Karai and Steffes to serve aces away from Randy Stoklos. And I'm sure that's what they're talking about right now. See, AJ, there's just no way. I mean, he'd pass.
There they go, Paul. There they go. Now, Stoklos is moving over a little finally. And it puts a little serving pressure. It's 6-2. He's got to take another step over.
You know, I've played in this situation too, and all of a sudden you try so hard to get it to one particular guy, or in one situation you take a little bit off serving, and certainly Karai and Steffes have a huge advantage.
Nobody.
Steffes gets the kill,
Right side by
and Steffes will serve.
Into the open court cross court, point to Steffes and Karai. Getting back to serve.
So Johnson is just trying to lag it up for Stoklos. That seems to be their strategy. Johnson pass it right up to the net and have Stoklos hit it. There it comes, and Karch is there to block it. So a very difficult situation for Randy Stoklos and Adam Johnson now.
And one thing that has made this strategy a lot more difficult to execute since we were playing is you can block over now.
Right.
I mean, before, the guy Stoklos runs up from the left side to hit the ball on two. I mean, in our day, you didn't have to worry about Karch Karai or Kent Steffes blocking. Now, Stokey's got to deal with that situation, and at times dealing with it pretty well.
Good play there by Stoklos, showing some of the athletic ability needed to play this way.
You can see Randy Stoklos moved over as far as he possibly can, and then Adam Johnson passing a ball where he just doesn't have to move.
Nobody.
And Steffes cranks it through. 7-2, Karai-Stephus lead. Stoklos and Johnson.
Set out Karai and Steffes.
How difficult is it to hit on two every time? Very, very difficult. I don't know if Stoklos can keep doing it the way he's doing. He's been awesome at it as he bounces another one.
And Adam Johnson not bad as well with his accuracy. He gets so patterned into passing the ball to one location, and AJ says, what the heck, a little higher, a little closer to the net. Look at the ball control.
I think if you're Karch and Kent, you want to block that angle on Stoklos because it's going to be hard for him to see the ball coming over his shoulder. And Steffes taps it easily down the line. So Kent Steffes looking for his 5th win in 6 tournaments this year.
Get back to serve.
His team leading 7-2. Now there's trouble.
Yeah, AJ can't jump. If he jumps, he'll cramp again, and he knows it.
So Adam Johnson in trouble physically, suffering from cramps and an injured neck on the side chain. 7:02 to go, but the Kings of the Beach in command. Paul Sunderland as Adam Johnson and Randy Stoklos trying to hang on here. Johnson is cramping, his neck is hurting, getting the spray down from the beach doctor, the don't hurt no more stuff on there. Problem is he can't jump right now. Adam Johnson cannot jump, at least effectively, and put the ball away. So Karai and Steffes have gotten out to a lead of 6. Johnson injuring himself in the semifinal, cramping here in the final on the first couple of plays, as Stoklos trying to do as much as he can to help his partner.
Unfortunate for Adam Johnson and his teammate Randy Stoklos. This is the first final that they have reached so far this year, except for the Avion Indoor in New York. This is the first actual beach tournament where they've advanced to the finals. And so much expected of this team, and I think they're obviously capable of doing very well. Made it to the finals here, but you would have liked to have seen Adam Johnson coming in against the top team in the world at 100%.
Johnson and Stoklos 2nd in New York, 3rd in Boca Raton, 5th in Fort Myers. Had a bad tournament there. 3rd Miami and a 4th in Clearwater. How did they look last week, Paul?
Not that good. They had a losing record in the round-robin competition. The Cuervo tournament's a unique format round-robin of the top teams, and they had a losing record. Were 3-4 overall and did not play particularly well, obviously, by not advancing into the championship round.
10-2 now, as Steffes said, I did not touch it. Jim Leonard making the call. And here's Karch. He accidentally served one to Randy Stoklos a minute ago. Let's see if he goes back to Stoklos or to Johnson. Stoklos puts it away.
By Randy Stoklos.
So Randy Stoklos, still powerful.
Looks fresh as a daisy. He's bombing as he was all throughout the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and now here in the championship match. And he has carried a load today, as has his partner Adam Johnson.
Here's the serve to Steffes. And Steffes hits it out. If Johnson and Stoklos have any hope, they cannot allow Johnson to receive any more serves. Stoklos has to step over and literally try to get every single serve, because once Johnson is served, he can't do anything with it.
Well, and also, I mean, with Stokey up there blocking, Karai and Steffes know that AJ can't cover the court. All they got to do is get it past Stoklos, and he's going to probably fake block most of the time. This time he stays up. See, AJ can't move.
Right.
The only ball that Karai and Steffes are going to be in trouble with is if they hit it right to AJ, and I mean right to him. When you get cramps like this, you just make one explosive move with your big muscles of your lower body, and you're going to lock up again.
10-3 our score. And into the net. So Stoklos will talk it over with Johnson and go serve it.
Stokey's got to serve, obviously, as tough as he possibly can. Usually will win most of the time if you have 4 or 5 aces. Stokey probably needs 10.
Karch and Kent look like they've lost their concentration.
They have.
Yeah, they're playing kind of crappy right now themselves. 10-4.
They get so used to playing teams straight up, and now by Stokey moving over, it's given Karai and Steffes a little different look, and Stokey obviously feeling the responsibility of carrying this team with Adam Johnson injured and cramping, is just doing everything he can to cause them some problems going for jump serves, even though it was a second toss.
You know, I think if I'm Stoklos and Johnson, if they could side out a little, I don't block. I just stand back there, save your energy, try to dig a couple balls, hope they hit one out, maybe an overset or something like that.
Well, like I said before, if Karai and Steffes just get it over Stoklos, which is easy to do, just lob it around, Adam Johnson's not going to get to the ball anyway, so you might as well at least have one defender back there and Randy Stoklos who can cover some court.
Karai and Steffes lead by 6. Johnson can still set pretty well, and Stoklos can side out.
Well, if Stokey can get his hands on the ball, he can side out for a long time, and you never know. I mean, AJ could, you can get your second wind, you get that lactic acid out of those big muscle groups, and you can recoup a little bit, and, you know, Steffes sprains an ankle, and it's a different result altogether.
And Johnson with a weak serve, and the side out. And the put away.
From the middle position by
so that's going to be a side change. Karai and Steffes 4 points away from racking it up.
Steffes leading 11-4 here in the finals for $100,000. Miller Lite, Jacksonville Open, Roger Corresponder.
This morning, quarterfinalist team: Al Jantz, Steve Timmons, Basil and Loyola, the Brazilians, in the quarters. Scott Friedrichsen, Leif Hansen played very well, got to the quarters. Mike Dodd, Mike Whitmarsh had an off tournament. Whitmarsh, we were told, was cramping. Brian Lewis, Ricky Ludes made it to the semis against Karch and Kent. You saw some of that. A good tournament for Troy Tanner and Dan Vrabalovich. Into the semis, they win some dough.
Up there, I remembered that they really put a lot of pressure on AJ and Stokey earlier on in this tournament, took them to the limit as well. And those early round matches, and of course compressing all that competition into just one day, has obviously taken its toll. A couple of very tough early round matches for Stoklos and Johnson, with Adam Johnson now pretty well cramping and under the weather.
11-4 is our score. Just to detail it for you, Adam Johnson, sore neck and left leg cramping. They worked on him for 5 minutes, and Karch Karai and Kent Steffes have been working on that man right there, Adam Johnson. He can't jump and he can't move. So what can he do? He can bump set pretty darn good. Stoklos puts it away. Anytime Randy can get his hands on the pass, their team has a chance to side out.
And it pretty much goes without saying at this point that Karai and Steffes are going to win this match. They're up 11-4. Both of them seem to be 100% healthy and on their game, but stranger things have happened.
You always say that, Paul.
Well, because Stoklos and Johnson were down 10-1 to Vrabalovich and Troy Tanner on this same court a couple of hours ago, and we had their bios already put away, and here they are in the final.
So Kent Steffes will serve. And he serves it out. I don't know why he keeps jump serving. The smart thing
Serve
would
short.
be just serve it to him.
Yeah, I would stand at the service line. I would serve my little floater short to Adam Johnson.
Forward, back.
Yeah, just make him move. I mean, Stokey can only cover so much court.
11-4. Karai-Stephus have the lead. And Stoklos chasing, he can't get there. Don't forget our Kill Award. The player with the most kills in the final will win $500. Update me, Paul.
Stoklos with 9, Kent Steffes with 9, Karch Karai, unusually in the running with 6.
Wow. Okay, $500 still to be split up. Here's Karch. And he aces Stokey down the line. So Karch says, hey, you move over anymore and I'll get point number 12.
So now 12-34.
Talk about accuracy with the jump serve. Randy Stoklos doing exactly what he has to do. Standing in the middle of the court. Karch getting this one. Very good accuracy. Getting this one on Adam Johnson.
13-4. Kind of an anticlimactic final for Jacksonville. Karai-Stephus in command over a injured Adam Johnson and his partner Randy Stoklos.
It's been that kind of weekend. Horrible weather yesterday, and then the players.
It's been a mess, hasn't it?
Well,
court's underwater.
Yeah, it was a tough day yesterday for everybody, the players, the production crew, everybody. And then having to play the extra load of matches into one day today has obviously taken its toll.
I want to thank our friends at the Comfort Inn, just adjacent to the courts, for their help in putting on this volleyball tournament. Comfortable accommodations. Unfortunately, the water came up right in the middle of the tournament and blotted out 2 of the courts, and that will do it. So Adam Johnson and Randy Stoklos really unable to give their best volleyball. However, they do finish second. A good finish for them, their second of the year, including the New York tournament. And Karch Karai and Kent Steffes win another one. So now 5 out of 6 for the Kings of the Beach. And Steffes sitting down while they escort Adam Johnson to the medical tent. So AJ will need some therapy before next week when we head to Atlanta. The Kings of the Beach win again and split $20,000. Sunderland's heading for an interview. We'll be back after this. Karai and Kent Steffes, although it ended with a crampathon. Adam Johnson not able to continue. Let's go down to the beach and talk to Paul Sunderland and the Kings of the Beach.
All right, Chris, 5 out of 6 is not bad. Unfortunate circumstance. Adam Johnson cramps, and it looked like you guys lost your concentration there for a little while. Did you, and is it difficult sometimes to play when somebody else is having so many problems?
Well, you know, we obviously want to get the ball to Adam. He was having a lot of trouble, but Randy was moving over. Then you find yourself forcing it to him, and that's where you kind of, you know, get a little messed up. Instead, you got to just loosen up and keep cranking it like we did towards the end.
Now, we've played, 3-4 different formats in 6 tournaments so far this year. And as the sun goes down here. All right, what about this format? One day, how hard was it on the players? Obviously, it was difficult for Adam Johnson.
I was telling Kid, I like this. One day instead of 2, we're gone less. Play a lot of volleyball. Some endurance and conditioning come into play. 5 matches today. Got another good workout.
All right, a lot is made, of course, about how much you and Kent train during the week and in the off-season. Some say more than anybody else. Is that what helped you win this tournament today, as much as your good play?
I think, yeah, we got solid play, but we're also one of the best conditioned teams out here. One of my old coaches, Mike Norman, drilled this into my head. He said you should never lose a game because you're not in shape. And it's kind of what I live by, and I know Karch does, and we train real hard, and these situations come around every once in a while, and, you know, we like to be on top of them.
How do you stay motivated? It's early in the year, and you said you played your best volleyball last week. You've now won 5 out of 6. You know, I mean, no team has really emerged that can challenge you on a weekly basis, save for maybe Mike Whitmarsh and Mike Dodd, who seem to have given you some problems.
Yeah, we're only 2-2 against that team. They've been playing well. And I think a lot of the teams, you know, Adam and Randy have been playing. That's very tough, except that Adam cramped today. So I don't think, even though we won 5 out of 6, we've had a lot of close games, and the one we really fired up for was Clearwater, the first major. I think that got us into this groove of playing well, and we played very well this weekend, too.
All right, let's get back to Adam Johnson and Randy Stoklos just for a second. I know this match is not a measure because Adam was injured with the cramps in the neck. What do you think of that team, and is that a team that is a particular concern to you for the rest of the year?
Well, we were actually looking forward to playing a tough match with them because last couple of times we've played them, we were down like 9-5, and we came back and won 10-9. They had game point against us in Miami, and we ended up winning that. We played a lot of tough, close matches with them. You know, it's although we like to blow it out, you know, a good tough match isn't so bad also. We were really looking forward to playing them.
All right, well, it didn't end up exactly as they had planned, but congratulations to Coach Karai and Ken Steffes, win number 5. And it is, we're just leaving February. We're leaving Florida, and the sun's going down. Back to you, Chris.